Pike County Commission regular meeting is now in order. So Commissioner Johnson is going to ask our prayer.
Thank you. Our Father, thank you for allowing us to safely meet tonight to hear the business of the people of Pike County. Open our ears to their needs and our hearts to their pleas, Lord, and allow us the wisdom and the foresight to deal with the people's business in the proper manner. Lord, we ask you these and all things in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let the record show that all commissioners are present without District 2 Commissioner who was out of town. And we missed a guest at the first of our work session. Ms. Patty Faircloth is DHR. If you'll come on up, Ms. Patty.
So thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you. I've got the list of our board members. The reason why I wanted the opportunity to talk to you, we've got 4 of our 7 board members who are coming up for another term. This is the list of all 7 that we have. The 4 that you'll see are those that are due in January. We've got Ms. Bivens, who is from Rundage, Mr. Davis from Troy, Ms. Green, who's the County Road 7727, and Ms. Smith, who is the County Road 1101. All 4 of them have served multiple terms. It's a 6-year term, so most of them have done between 2 and 3 terms. So they're up for renewal by the end of the month. We had a board meeting scheduled for last Tuesday, but we were not able to make a quorum, so we ended up rescheduling it for later this month.
So what would you like for us to do for you?
I need some board. I need a board. So I'm not sure if they're interested in remaining on the board in these districts. Mr. Davis had indicated that he might not be. So I guess if they're not willing, I need someone from, I understand that y'all like to have them from your district. So to have them place either these reappointed or replaced.
But you've got 2 who've told you they're not willing to, is that correct?
I've just got, none of them have told me straight out that they're not willing to do it. I contacted them during our October meeting and let them know who was coming off and who needed to be reassigned. And then Ms. Wilson also contacted them in October to let them know that they would need to contact their commissioner about getting reappointed. So I've not heard from them regarding, Mr. Davis is the only one that seems to indicate that he felt as though he was no longer on the board as a result of just kind of rolling off.
You have something?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, you made a comment about having trouble keeping the quorum.
Yes,
Is that typical?
Yes, sir. We have been able to get the 4 that we need 80% of the time, which is great considering, but usually we're calling and begging them to come on. They've either forgot about it or they've scheduled something else, and so we're waiting a good 30 minutes to actually get that quorum, but we're getting it so that we can actually hold our business meeting. But
How often do y'all meet?
we meet once per quarter.
Do you have like a scope of work, something that you expect the board members to do? Hey, here's what you're getting into that you could send us?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Which district, does any of the other commissioners know, the gentleman on Plum Street, is that in Mr. Homer's or
My district.
So potentially have one in 4, and 1 in 6, is that right? Am I looking at that right? District 5, is that 7727? Whose district is that?
Got some notes where I talked to Ms. Fairclough in the office that has, I believe, which district each one of those that are currently serving. Urgent, we can look at.
Where I look, I see it on this here. I got 3 people on here about this. Mr. Davis, Ms. Green, and Ms. Wood. And when I look at it, it's up there on.
One more question.
Go ahead.
All right, so if this process takes us a little longer than the end of January, just to get our mind right around it and find somebody that's willing to serve, do you have a way to function?
Yes, sir. We will reschedule our January meeting for later this month, and then our next meeting isn't until April. So there would be a gap there if we were able to get somebody appointed before the April meeting.
So realistically, our timeline is
A little longer.
So maybe March, so they have time to kind of meet with you and get an understanding of what's going on before they walk into the first meeting?
Yes, sir.
So somewhere toward the end of March would be our deadline?
These would effectively, if they are reassigned to another term, but if they're not, then they would effectively roll off the end of this month. And I brought the percentages of attendance for each one if you would like that information. It's not on what you have there, but I can provide that if you're interested.
Leave it with Ms. Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Anything else on this? Let us study over it.
Great.
Get your requirements of what needs to be done, and we'll try to help you get
Great.
some of this corrected. So,
Thank you so much, and thank you for your time.
thank you for being here. Okay, approving of minutes from the December the 10th meeting.
So moved.
Motion. Second. Need a second?
Second.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you, I'm sorry. So I have a motion and a second. Approving of the minutes, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Approving of claims.
So moved.
Motion, need a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any opposed? All in favor? Motion carries. Engineer report.
Mr. Chairman, we first have our request to advertise for an equipment operator 1 or 2 externally, and also advertise in-house for an equipment operator 2.
We have a request by the engineer.
We need to do those separately. Can we do them together?
So move.
You need to do them separately.
I think you did all that.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's it.
You want to go down your list and just put all of it in one motion?
The other 3 recommendations for the probationary status and the operator 3, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, you get
Adding those to the...
I'm good with all of it. I make that motion.
Okay, thank you.
So why don't you go down the list so that we have it on record?
Okay, so we're requesting to advertise for an equipment operator 1 or 2. We're also requesting to advertise in-house for an equipment operator 2. We have 2 employees who have reached the end of their 6-month probationary period. We're recommending permanent status for those, and we have 1 other individual that we're recommending for our full-time operator 3 position.
We have a motion already, and we also have a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and the only other thing that we have tonight requiring action is the award of the industrial access project.
And that was to the low bidder of McDonald Construction Company.
Yes, sir.
Motion,
Second.
and we have a second. Any more discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and that's all we had,
Okay,
Mr. Chairman.
thank you.
Thanks.
Before we do that, the engineer report on the CDBG. Number 1, on the first one. And then we'll you want to skip that one?
Yes, sir. I was just going to bring you back some information that you requested in the work session, the cost estimates
Okay.
on
Water line.
that, and the updated cost estimates on the road work, too.
Okay. You have something to do? Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
EMA, anything to add? Any questions, anybody? Okay. Thank you. Alan, you got anything to add? Okay. Any commissioner have anything to add?
I'd like to commend the road department for, I know they get the brunt of the complaints that come into the county, and through this weather's been horrible this whole past year, but in that 7 straight days of rain, those guys were out at midnight, out in the downpour, I mean, doing whatever it took to keep some roads open and some roads from flooding, and after all of that, we're willing to do some emergency work for the sheriff on Friday when they were supposed to be off, and I really appreciate these guys stepping up and doing what they're doing. I just want them to know that.
Thank you, Rob.
The children's coming forth and grilling and the doors.
Okay. I don't think we need to take no action on it. Okay. Judge, come on back up, please. We'll need to suspend the rules and add your items to our agenda. So what he's asking is that he be allowed to replace lettering on the front door. And then he wants to get cost estimates for cameras in the vault.
That's correct.
So we would first need to suspend the rules to add these items.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to suspend the rules.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
And a second. And we need a roll call vote.
Yes.
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 Russ?
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. So now we need a motion to allow him to do these actions.
So
Have a motion. And a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
spin it off.
Administrator.
Okay, first for up under the administrator's report, that was just a reminder, and I'll remind y'all again once it gets closer to time for the district meetings. Second, the CSX invoices, just want to forward that to current business until we have some more information. Once I have it, I'll get with all of you on what I received from them. Third, up under the administrator's report that we had to add is the floor covering for the extension building. If you want to go ahead and do something, we'll need to suspend the rules to do it. I'm not sure. We're going to need to look at the budget on exactly where to pay for it from, but I do think it can be taken care of. The cost is not extreme.
Okay.
Chairman, can I ask?
Yes, question.
The RMI for buildings, what would lead you to think we couldn't do it out of that capital improvement? Would it be in repair? Because it isn't, I mean, is it that somehow earmarked strictly for external repairs?
Some of that, we're kind of holding on to be able to fulfill the 24-month plan, and so I need to be sure. There is some money that was budgeted there for repair and maintenance, but she had some things set up for it to be used for already for the repair and maintenance. Maybe she had some other floor covering that she did over at the courthouse or somewhere that she's just recently had done, and some of that money was budgeted within that R&M in capital improvement. So I'll just need to be sure. It can be spent out of there, but we just need to check on it and make sure. Otherwise, there's some R&M under the courthouse budget and stuff. Even at the extension office, there's some money there. So we'll just need to make sure on whether it needs to be paid out of capital improvement or general fund.
Why don't you just email us and let us know
Okay.
so we'll all know when you get it.
I will. I can do that.
First, if we're going to do this, is we need a motion to suspend the rules to add it.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to suspend the rules to add it.
Okay, we have a motion. And a second. Roll call vote. Yes.
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 Okay, and now we need a motion to approve it.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that the superintendent of buildings, along with the chairman and the administrators, to operate that and get it done.
Okay, we have a motion. And a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Okay. The next item, I did discuss the firefighter agreements, but I would like to wait until the next meeting to make sure y'all don't receive any more feedback on some things, if anyone sees some changes that we need to make before we do anything on that.
Okay.
Real quick on that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I talked to a couple of them. I did talk to Chris Dozier today. Out of the 4 chiefs I talked to today, they all echoed one concern that I pushed through to Chris. And he was going to try, if they didn't bring it up to him, he was going to start addressing it tonight. So if you don't mind, get with him tomorrow and just make sure there's not some tweaks to a couple of those training requirements.
Yeah, he was supposed to call me tomorrow. He called this afternoon and said that he'd be calling and letting us know if there's anything.
I asked him to get up with you and get us an update so that you can send it out to all of us.
And any feedback we get, I'll go ahead and send out to all of you so that y'all will know about anything in case y'all want to address some of the chiefs in your districts about it.
Thank you.
Okay, next would be the beer and wine off-premises license for the Dollar General store located in District 6.
Chairman, I make a motion, we approve that request.
Okay, we have a motion. And a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I don't have anything else for you tonight. I will be getting you some more information on the staffing and all in our office, the commission office, but I don't have anything tonight to give you on that. So we have our next scheduled meeting is January the 28th, and that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Closing comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
at the work session, I was wanted to ask the attorney something. He agreed that he will have all this worked out and bring it to us on our next meeting.
For executive session.
For executive session.
And then wait on that.
Okay. All right. Closing comments?
Yeah, I would like all the commission to get out ride and see something we feel absolutely. It don't matter what this is.
That's right.
Let's work together and make sure we keep our roads safe. We don't have a whole lot to do, to spend, but we can fix something that we passable. So I appreciate Commissioner Barron calling me Friday. And, I dropped what I was doing, in 778. I'm definitely what I feel, and if I go in, we work the fact out.
That's right. I agree. We all agree on that.
And we just, you're not taking over this, you're just trying to
That's right.
do this. Let's all work together on that.
There you go. Okay. Mr. Harris, you got Mr. Johnson? Okay. Nothing else come before us at this time. I'll need a motion to adjourn. Have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
By Robert Roode, we are adjourned. Thank you.